Accent, the poet. It was a rainy day. Nishinachfishana kumulumainsa when he met his dream girl named Lisa. He tried to get her line, but she tripped and he was like, Mona Lisa. Pelako finambayo benshishi benganga kumana polisa. I want you to our picture together becomes perfect nga ile painting ya kwa Mona Lisa. You see, I am not a musician, but I will sing for you. I need you like the skin needs melanin to survive the heat from the sun. Allow me to make you the melody in my symphony. I may sound corny, but I'ma make you laugh all day, trust me. I am funny. I know you may not believe in love at first sight, but I don't mind approaching you again tomorrow to make it twice. To cut the long story short, he was too much to not get her number. In Japraiser's voice, his kinda charming was dangerous. So it was text after text, phone call after phone call, until her neck was pressed against his. She was a virgin and allowed him to see her innocence, but she didn't know what his demons were made of. She fell in love, but she didn't know for him it was all ecstasy. Defended him in his absence, while on the other side he was vibing another lady. Seemed Lisa wasn't just enough. Waking up with strangers on his bed was his forte. If sex was spiritual, he could have had a lot of sores in his spine by the time he turned 40. You see, the previous night another lady was breathing on his chest. He was holding her bosom and squeezing it tight as they worshipped at the altar of lust. But as the sun rose, he was gone off to the next one. He was lost like a word written on sand after the wind blows, making love to the next one in the parking lot. The next day, like seas dispersed at the riverbanks, he was washed away. There was no port his universal cereal bus didn't explore. Is enough, ever enough. There is nothing heavy to count as the number of panties she found in his pockets that didn't belong to her. What the hell? Why did she even stay anyway? You see, for her it wasn't a one-night stand. But what's the difference if he made her feel like a sex doll? Like a plug-and-play device, there was no special route for the connection between his heart and the sex he gave. Like a shoelace, he passed through as many holes as he could see. No matter how much he pleaded for attention, he was vowed there's nothing he could see. Is enough, ever enough. There was a time she wrote him a note with streams of tears on her face. A note he probably never read. I guess his truth was hard to face. Sometimes true love has tragic consequences, but as long as it is you and I through it all, who cares about the ramifications? Of late our hearts been places, but there's only one address we would call home, and you are my home. Tuliwantu fetula ivundula so many times, but I hope we treat our love like dreadlocks. Ngafyaluwana tuwa retouch. Let's go back to the place where all this began. The first day I held your hand, the first day I held your waist, the first day my lips touched yours, and the first time you saw my scarlet. Let's go back to the place where all this began, to the place of so many first times. Let's go back to the time your fingers were under my skin, your voice in my ear, and your heart against my chest. Sometimes true love has tragic consequences, but as long as it is you and I through it all, who cares about the ramifications? Let us defenestrate each other as many times as we may. Anyway, who is counting? But as long as we keep picking each other up, it's okay. But as she sat down to think so many times, she agreed with the Backstreet Boys when they said, it is so dark and mysterious when the one you want doesn't want you too. It was clear he was a fornication machine and Lisa was just a victim that fell in love. He had a soft spot for Lisa, but each time he felt it, he beat his chest saying a gangster like me shouldn't fall in love. There was no time to waste, he had to hunt his next cunt and left as soon as he made it come. Is enough, ever enough. Is enough, ever enough. Like Thor's hammer, this burden was too heavy for her to carry. Crossover after crossover, she was tired of him moving past girls like Stephen Curry. It was embarrassing, like the cross carried by the son of David, as threatening and demeaning as the Star of David. Her friends laughed at her for falling in love with a playboy when they were the ones that woke up in his bed. Lisa, as beautiful as the Mona Lisa. She wasn't left with a choice but to tie the knot. It wasn't an engagement ring, No, it wasn't marriage either. It was a note on a suicide rope. Lisa was gone. Like a dry leaf, she was no more. You see, for the first time he felt it in his ribs. When the message reached him, he ran to the scene, and there she was, as beautiful as ever, yet lifeless. Lisa was gone. He couldn't sleep anymore, and the sex wasn't fun anymore. He couldn't close his eyes because he still saw her face hanging on the tree, his image behind her. He was the hangman. He couldn't have fun anymore because he saw her face on every girl he wanted to sleep with. He saw himself pushing the chair beneath her and watched her choke to death. It seemed after Lisa died, the devil started singing him lullabies every night. Lisa was gone. Was enough ever enough? He tried therapists, but they all told him the same things that never made sense to him. Love is war. That is why only the brave survive. It is a sacrifice. That is why only risk takers enjoy the benefits. It is a fire. That is why only those that are willing to get burnt in the process enjoy the burning passion. It is a fight of bruises and bones. That is why only those that are willing to get broken and mend up in the process make it in the end. It is not happiness. One can be happy yet not in love. Love is not romance. Don't let a kiss fool you, and at the same time don't let a fool kiss you. Love is reckless. Only those that are willing to love regardless of however of a fool love makes them feel enjoy the real thing. Love is not a rose, romance, chemistry, kind words or understanding. It is what still compels you to think about that person when the flowers, romance, chemistry, kindness and understanding are gone. A heartbreak isn't a force majeure. We are the architects of our own fates. If you feel like that, then they are the one. Go find them. Regardless of where they are, go find them. Because love comes once a lifetime. If you miss it, then the rest becomes all compromise. But in the end, love was a myth to him because the only person that loved him so selflessly was Lisa. But he was too blind to see. You see, this isn't a Romeo and Juliet story, but the ending was still synonymously tragic. This is not a story where the guy ends up drowning himself inside a bathtub. This is not a story where the guy throws himself in front of a moving car. This is a story where the guy lives his entire life never wanting to see another woman naked. This is a story where the guy never sleeps. Nothing biblical, but here he was wicked. This is a story where the guy fails to move on after a countless number of times trying. But in the end, he gets a knife and cuts his own throat. But the girl's ghost still forgives him and receives him with a warm embrace in the afterlife. You see, she loved him beyond death. Oh, Lisa. Beautiful Lisa.
Just Pen It, the home of poetry.